What's going on, y'all? Over here, Walmart parking lot. Fixing to change the power steering fluid and filter on the truck. Yeah, we're over here in the Walmart parking lot, man. Going about 5 minutes from the shipper. In the morning, got to be there at 8, so got a little time to spare. I'm gonna try to get this done. All right, y'all. I got it changed out. Put the new filter in. Let me tell you how I did it. I wanted to do it that with the hose, but this was the only kind of hose that I seen that they had at Walmart, and it wasn't the right diameter. I know the guy on the video said it was a 1/2 inch inside diameter, so I just picked this up, hoping that I could use it to run it into this jug, but this was too big. So what I did was I took this turkey baster right here, and I just emptied out the reservoir, and then I took one of these and filled the reservoir back up, turned the truck on, ran it, turned the wheel back and forth a couple of times, and then I cut the truck off, and then I emptied the reservoir again with that turkey baster. After I emptied it the second time, then I went on ahead and put another one of these in there and put the new filter in, and called it done. Little upgrade, had to upgrade the transmission fluid. The power steering fluid. Also upgraded my piss bottle, man. Had to give me something a little better. This was my piss bottle right here, but I got me something a little smaller, can't see through, something a little bit more, easier, easier to, y'all know what I'm talking about. I can use this piss bottle now. I can jump out and dump it out in a spot out of the way, and I don't have people like looking at me turning their nose up or anything like that. Lots of times people don't understand how we live in the truck, man. So anyhow, got it done. I know it's better than what it was before. Got new fluid in it and a new filter, so that's the best I can do for right now in the Walmart parking lot. Hey, y'all. Well, I'm ready to go on ahead and hit the sack, man. I'm over here north of Lansing, Michigan, about to pick up at a dairy place. Carry load back to the Ohio, Pennsylvania line. Right there on the other side of Youngstown, but it's in Pennsylvania. And then I'm gonna eventually be back in. I'm booked to after that. Got some more loads, but I'm gonna be in New Jersey. We got one load that's frozen distilled water. Not really for sure exactly what that is, but we got it. It's like 100 and something miles for closer to 100 miles for 700. So we had to jump on that, and yeah, looks like I'm gonna be back in Pennsylvania. I always seem to be heading back over there. The rates pay a lot better over there in that area. Pennsylvania to Pennsylvania, New Jersey to Pennsylvania, or something like that. It seems like those loads are the ones that are paying the best per mile. And but yeah, so like I said, I have a lot of people that contact me. If when somebody asks me something in the comment section, if by chance I try to respond to all the comments, but by chance if I didn't respond to a certain comment, the only reason why I didn't respond to that comment is because I haven't seen it, and anyhow, but people contact me, man, and they get in touch with me, man, and I just try to give them the best advice that I can from the bottom of my heart, truthfully. So anyhow, I was talking to one guy on Messenger, Trans Am guy, and shout out to Rob. But anyhow, we were talking, and he was like, man, you inspire me a lot. And I was like, man, shoot, that's the reason why I make the videos, is not to, the reason why I make the videos is to inspire and to just document my journey. But we were talking, and he's like, yeah, you inspire me. He said, man, he's like, I watch your videos, and I'm like, I'm watching your videos, and I'm like, and he said, man, if this guy can do it, man, I know I can do it. And he was like, oh, I didn't mean it like that. And I was like, I kind of smiled, but to be honest with you, that's exactly the reason why I make the videos that I make, man, is for that purpose right there. Exactly for that purpose, man, because y'all see, I haven't showed y'all where a whole lot where I came from. I spoke on it briefly, man, but I've had a lot of opportunities, man, but my like, the home where I came from, the home environment from coming up was like, a lot of drugs, a lot of alcohol, fighting, crime, poverty, just stuff like that, man. Broken home. And I started getting in trouble at a young age. I went to juvenile, I went to boot camp, man. I went to if anybody's familiar in the Dallas area, man, with the juvenile system, I've been in Lone Star many times. The boot camp that was in West Dallas, right there across the street from Pinkston, been there. Remember them? I remember they'd work us out, man, and then they'd have them hot dogs, man. I remember that chowing down. The boot camp that used to be off of Harry Hines, where you lived there, and they taught you how to march and everything, man. And I was there, and then as soon as I turned 17, I caught a felony off of Jefferson and Hampton, man, and ended up getting 8 years for that, for robbery. And so, like, my history, my background, man, is like, it's just been nothing but like that kind of stuff right there. And when I got out of prison that first time, I got paroled to my dad's house, because my mom and stepdad didn't have a stable, it was either it was just I paroled at my dad's house, man, in Oak Cliff. And it'd been a minute since I seen my dad, because he went to prison when I was like about he went to prison whenever I was a teenager, and before he got out, I went in, and so whenever I made parole, whenever I was 21, I made parole, and I paroled at my dad's house, and I remember catching the Bluebird, man, from Huntsville back to Dallas, and from Dallas, downtown Dallas, I caught the DART bus, the city bus, man, back to my dad's house. And I'm walking down the street, walking up on my dad's house, which was really my grandma's house. And you know, I'm not really I guess I'm kind of expecting to be walking into grandma's house. But whenever I'm walking down the street, man, and I'm coming up about 2 houses away from my dad's house, I see my dad's house, I see the front yard, and it's like a freaking tornado went through there, man, and just left all the trash in the whole neighborhood in that yard. And I walked up in the driveway, and there was 2 chicks sitting in the car smoking ice. And then there was a van that was on some ramps, and I could hear my dad's voice, and he was talking, but there wasn't nobody else around. And I'm like, walked up to the hood of the front of the van, and he's up underneath the van, and he's talking, and I'm like, and I'm just standing there for a minute, and then I say, Dad, I said, he said, and then he was like, he thought I was somebody else. And I said, Dad, it's me, it's Kelly. And then he kind of like snapped out of it. And then he came out from underneath the van, and we hugged and everything. And he was just like, I was like looking at the house, and I looked at the front door of the house, and the door's wide open. And then I'm like looking at my dad, and I'm like absorbing all this, man, because, you know, my dad was throwed at that time, man, spun out on meth to the max, man. And everybody in the whole neighborhood, man, was spun out. But so, you know, I walked into the house, man, the door's wide open, the back door's wide open. There, bootleg electricity, bootleg water. You know, there was a dude in the neighborhood that hung out in the neighborhood, man, named Conehead. We went by Conehead. He lived in an Astro van. And but if you ever let him pull that Astro van up into your driveway, man, and he started unpacking stuff, man, I don't care if you pointed a gun at his head, man, and threatened to blow his brains out, you still couldn't get him to get off your property, man. He was that type of person, man. He cooked meth out in the woods, man. And you know, out in the woods in Oak Cliff, you know, not really the woods, but just out of the neighborhood. And you know, shoot, just people like that in the neighborhood, man. People stealing trucks. At that time, I didn't even know nothing about stealing trucks. I didn't know nothing about meth. I hadn't never used meth, man. But I paroled at my dad's house. At that house, you know, and then it wasn't before too long, man. I was right there in the middle of everything, man, doing the same thing everybody else was doing. And then about 5 more trips to the penitentiary, man. I finally, you know, the last time I got out, man, since I've been out, I haven't used no meth and I haven't stolen anything. And there's a lot more to be said in between those 2 points of time. But I just want to tell y'all that, man, shoot, you know, my background, you know, who I am, that's who I am. And you know, like the guy was saying, he's watching my videos and he's like, he's thinking, man, if this guy can do it, man, I know I can do it. You know, that's exactly the reason why I make the videos, man, because of that. That's the reason why I make the videos, man. And also, I talk a lot about my sister. I haven't really, she hasn't really been on videos, but you know, it's not just me, you know, doing this by a long shot, man. Me and my sister, man, we're like a perfect team when it comes to what we're doing, man, because she's hands-on too, man. She's mechanically inclined too. You know what I mean? We're on the phone talking back and forth about things before it ever even goes down, man. And but as far as being an administrator, you know, in making and being responsible with you know, like filing for the IFTA, making sure we got our UCR renewed, you know, invoicing brokers, you know, sending in paperwork, booking loads, you know, applying for these credit cards, you know, filling out carrier packets, and a whole bunch of more other stuff, man. You know, creating spreadsheets, you know, analyzing what we got going on trucking office. So like I said, man, it's by a long shot, I'm not doing this by myself. And I'll tell y'all right now up front what it is, that, you know, that it's a team effort. And you know, God's given me an opportunity. He's given us an opportunity. And I'm just trying to do the best with it, man. And I'll be honest with y'all, you know, I still got temptations, man. Like, you know, I still got temptations. To be honest with you, from time to time, I still think about, you know, that bolo, just to be honest with y'all, man. But I'll tell y'all this, man, I haven't allowed myself to dwell on it, man. I haven't fallen to that, you know. And my dad, he's been clean now for over 3 years. He's been clean for over 3 years. And he goes to NA meetings, man, AA meetings. And you know, I go to meetings with him too from time to time. And I like the atmosphere, man. I go to the meetings to hear good things. And I also go to the meetings because I go to the meetings with my dad because I seen how it's helped my dad, man. Because my dad used to be, I'm talking about, man, throwed, man. I'm talking about spun out on meth, man, spun out on psych pills, grinding his teeth, looking through a milk crate full of wires, man, just skits and going through them wires for hours and hours at a time, man. If anybody's been around meth, y'all might know what I'm talking about, man. I've seen how it's helped my dad, man. And you know, he hasn't used meth, man, and he hasn't drank in over 3 years, man. And you know, that means a lot. That means a lot to me, man. That means a lot to me, man. And I go to those meetings, man, to as a way to honor my dad. Yeah, that's that. And but this you know, this thing that we're doing with this trucking, man, it's doable, man. It's doable. It's doable for a felon, man. It's doable for somebody that has that, you know, for somebody like me that's had a background like me, man. It's doable, man. I hope that y'all can come up with a plan, if that's what y'all are thinking about doing, to where y'all can make it happen. You know, if you don't see a way to where maybe you can't do it all on your own, maybe it's not meant for you to do it all on your own. I'll just say it like that. You know, that might change somebody else's life too. You know, so you could do some creative thinking, man, and you know, maybe team up with somebody and you know, network and just keep thinking about it, and you'll figure out a way to make it happen. You'll figure out a way to make it happen. One thing that's helped me a lot, man, is that I ask people a lot of questions. I talk to all kinds of different people, man, and you know, I'm not really afraid to ask a question that may expose my lack of knowledge, you know, and just like in different situations, like whenever I was talking to the salesman and I didn't even have no money, man, you know, and in that kind of situation, somebody, and I even felt it too, man, might feel kind of awkward doing it, but I still did it, man. I still did it. And you know, I know that it helped me a lot. And yeah, so just don't be afraid to ask for help, man. Don't be afraid to ask questions. And shoot, yeah, I guess that's basically what I want to say, is just keep thinking about it, man. Keep dreaming about it, man. Some way, somehow, it'll come to you. And